You probably know by now, if you're listening to the podcast, that we have a all-star on the podcast, 10-time all-star.
10. Got lucky.
10. And you're also the first NBA player on the podcast here.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
You're a huge golfer.
I try.
You've been playing golf for a better part of your life.
I have, and I haven't got any better.
But is that, like, when you say that, what does that mean? Like, are you, because I heard you say it before and you were like, you know, I'm around a 7 and, you know, but are you just super critical because you're a pro athlete, or?
Yeah, you're competitive. And, you know, when you watch the weekend or during the week of the pros and the way they, you know, they make it look so easy. And it's not. Game of golf changes for me every swing. But just being competitive, and the course is won every time so far. And I'm trying to beat the course, and it's just too hard.
Your best is still a 75?
75.
75. So what happens on 16, 17, 18 when you're, I don't know where you're at. Like can you describe those rounds? Because my best is 74, and I am not a pro athlete. So
you just, you know, the last 3 holes, you're just like, try to keep it in play. You want to pull the trigger, and the guys around you are hopefully helping you because they know that you're playing pretty good, and they want to see you, you know, finish on a high note and not ruin a round by hitting it in the water or you know, having a double bogey. So just pulling the trigger, trying to, you know, get those hands right back where they started and finish the swing. And as easy as that sounds, it's almost the hardest thing to do, especially when you know that you're closing on one of your best rounds.
We were talking a lot about, you know, as we always do. Before we interview anybody, we all kind of discuss it as a team here, and we're all kind of talking about, you know, the interesting things to discuss with you, and we all agreed without a doubt. The most interesting thing is you've spent your life in a reactionary sport.
Yep.
Right, you're just in there, and you've you know, been at the front of a lot of records of, you know, assists and steals, and so that's all stuff that's happening right then and there. So I guess first I want to focus on, in basketball, what are you looking at?
A lot of times it's just colors. You know, for me, the colors. This could sound funny. Just the uniforms. Just understanding tendencies, watching habits of my teammates or the opponent, and so it's just reacting to what I think you're going to do, and that's passing the ball or trying to steal it. Just understanding the tendencies that, you know, you might have that you probably don't think that I'm watching, and trying to just pick up on those little things.
Where on earth do you learn that?
I don't know if you learn it. I think it just, for me as a kid, playing sports, understanding, learning that you're a home or you're a visiting team, so there's different colors, and so what you're trying to do is find your color as a passer. You're trying to find that uniform, and then as you get older, you just kind of develop that sense of using that, of knowing where your teammates are on the floor by just understanding the different colors that can help you.
So wait, now you're talking jersey colors?
Yes.
Because, I mean, so you're literally in the moment there. You're not really thinking, oh, pass it to Dirk or whoever. You're just going for a color. Yeah,
well, understanding that Dirk's 7 feet, so the jersey, the color will be a little bit bigger. You can't miss that target. But when things are moving at a fast rate, and you're trying to play a step or two ahead of the opponent, a lot of times your last glance is the color of the uniform, and so just tracking your teammates that way, and that's the way I played.
Do you, before the game, was there anything you did out of the ordinary?
Well, as I got older, I spent a lot of time on the table trying to get the engine revved up.
You're talking like muscle work and stuff?
Yeah, just getting the massage, trying to get the legs as warm as they can. That was pretty much my warm-up was, you know. But I think not the weirdest, but just trying to find the shot. It's kind of like golf. You feel like in the warm-up you're making everything that you're going to take that out onto the course, and sometimes it doesn't work. But just the routine of having over a 20-year career is something that I try to, you know, lay my hat on and you know, hopefully had success with that.
And then, yeah, I mean, in golf, right? What are you looking at in golf?
Well, a lot of it is all green, so
Not in Arizona all
no,
the time. You got a
no,
lot of
that's you got
desert
some
out here.
desert. But I think for golf, it's the tempo. Being in that reaction sport, everything's happening so fast, and almost in golf, it's the opposite. You're trying to slow everything down. You're trying to picture that shot, and you're trying to execute and pull that shot off.
A lot of your contemporaries in the NBA didn't grow up playing golf as early as you did. Is that true?
That was, yeah, it wasn't a popular sport, back then. But I was, introduced to it in high school, and our basketball coach was also the golf coach, and so and a good friend of mine, Chris Stone, was on the basketball team and the golf team. He was one of the top players in the state, so that's how I was introduced, and I got hooked from day one.
Were you made fun of?
No, it wasn't made fun of. I didn't really talk about to a lot of people that I was going to play golf.
You're like, I got to go study.
I was no, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go play basketball, but I want to go hit this golf ball because it seems like it doesn't move. It's not like baseball where you got to try to guess, is it a curveball, fastball, inside, outside. This, the ball's sitting right there waiting for you to make contact, and can you be consistent with making that contact?
There's got to be so many interesting moments with your lifetime of learning golf and basketball to some extent at the same time. Is that true?
Yeah, I thought, golf and basketball are very similar. Sometimes it's kind of like a free throw. A putt, if it's an 8-footer, 10-footer, that's a free throw. If you can hit one of those 20 to 25-foot putts, those long putts, that's kind of your mid-range. And then if you can throw in a three-pointer from, one of those bomb putts that are long 50-footer, that's your three-pointer. And I don't make a lot of three-pointers. So, but to be consistent in that 8 to 10-foot range is something as an amateur you try to work on, because that's where you can improve your handicap.
Did you ever experiment with blowing a kiss on a short putt?
No, not yet. I'm running out of things, and that might be next. But I don't want to be delay a game or because the group I play with plays fast, so they don't want anything to slow them down.
But over the course of your career, you kind of shifted your focus into shooting. Is that true?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Well, as I got older, I wanted to, play longer, and I felt that was something that I need to involve, to get better. You can always work on the fundamentals, but as I got older, the game started to change for me. I was starting to be positioned in different spots that I didn't have the ball. So for me to have an impact, I felt I needed to be consistent in shooting the ball, and that's what I worked on.
Tell me a little about your parents.
Well, I grew up with both parents. My mom worked at B of A for over 30-something years. My dad worked for TWA for over 30-something years. They both had one job. They both supplied tennis shoes, transportation, everything I needed to be successful as a kid, teenager, and as an adult.
Am I right? Your mom was she Irish?
Irish, yes.
From Ireland?
Not from Ireland, from San Francisco.
Was she into golf at all?
No, not golf, but truly basketball. That was her gift.
Interesting.
She's our talent scout, and also she's a great coach.
Have you played golf in Ireland at all?
I have not made it over there yet. That's one of the bucket lists.
Where's the craziest place you've played golf?
The craziest, in the sense of the best.
Sure.
I mean, there's Cyprus. That's a great walk. You talk about Pebble Beach, another great walk. As you can see, I'm a West Coast bias.
But you didn't play a lot in Jersey?
I did play a lot in Jersey, and so when you talk about Pine Valley, another great place. You talk about Augusta, another great place.
Yeah.
And then Baltusrol, Wingfoot, all those up back east. And then...
hang on a second. Gangster.
No.
It's just like, do you all, I mean, like, we're here with your mom and your wife. Do you guys know how great these courses are? They don't know. They're like, I don't know. Mom's like, I don't know.
Mom's like, no, but my wife knows because
She's
you
talk
heard
about it all the time.
Yeah.
Does he talk about golf all the time?
Not all the time, but a lot.
A lot. I talk about golf to anyone who will listen.
That's right.
That's why you're here, Jay. So Augusta, how many times?
Once.
And
It was incredible. It was just, the magical walk. Just being there, walking it, taking a couple divots, just, incredible, because those are the places that memories of the pros and all the great golfers, have played there. And it was just magical.
Why do you think? I mean, it's not just NBA, but a lot of professional sports. A lot of the players end up playing golf, and not just like for fun, but they end up getting very, very, I guess, serious, addicted, right?
Yeah, it's addicting, because you can hit that one shot that always brings you back, and you always question, like, why can't I do this on a consistent basis? It's very contagious. If you're a competitor and you feel like you want an opponent that's going to show up every day, well, the course shows up every day. It's just a matter, can you beat the course? And a lot of times the course wins. And so for players, when you see Steph Curry and a lot of Ray Allen, a lot of guys, Vinny Del Negro, you got a lot of basketball players present and past that are playing golf, and they are playing at a very, very good rate too, and they're very good players.
You encourage a lot of both, like, I guess, fellow NBA players and younger players to play golf. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's a great game. I remember playing in New Jersey, Kerry Kittles. I was in Miami going to the range to hit balls, and he asked, could he come along? He came along, and he got hooked. He had the golf bug. And I was a little nervous because I thought he was going to start focusing more on golf than basketball, but he didn't. And I was just happy to see someone who took it up. And, as you know, as a beginner, it's hard to hit the ball and to hit it where you want. And so he was frustrated at the beginning, but I just liked that he continued to stay with it and got through it, and is playing really good golf now.
What is that like when you see someone get into golf? Because for me, I'm kind of like, oh, we can hang out now.
Yeah, I think it's great because it's competitive and you can play different games. Handicaps come into play. But I think it's just great because you can be outside, and it's another way to be competitive once your career is over in any sport that you play.